Field for the 40th Confederation Cup is on the track for the post parade. Purse of $182,500, a field of 9. On parade 1 is Damir, owned by George Teague Jr., trained by Clyde Francis and driven by Jonathan Drury. By Mr. Wiggles, he owns a career mark of 150-3, taking it over downs, and sports career earnings of $134,000. Number 1 is Damir. Number 2, Bags to Riches, is owned and trained by Jason Skinner for Partner Only Money Incorporated and driven by Jody Jamison, a son of Roddy's Bags Again. He sports a mark of 149-4, taking it over downs, and boasts earnings in excess of $273,000. Number 2 is Bags to Riches. Number 3 is Filibuster Hanover, owned by Burke Racing, Joe DeScala Jr., J&T Silva Stables, and Weaver Buscemi, trained by Ron Burke, driven by Yannick Gingras. This Some Beach Somewhere gelding took his career mark of 148-4 at Lexington and has finished in the top 2 in 15 of his 22 races, including winning the Little Brown Jug. He now displays career earnings of $894,000. Number 3, Filibuster Hanover. Number 4 is Eddard Hanover, also owned by Burke Racing, JJK Stables, Lawrence Kerr, and Weaver Buscemi, trained by Ron Burke and driven by Louis Bois. A son of Dragon, again, he sports a mark of 150-4, taken at Pocono, and has a bankroll of $349,000. Number 4, Eddard Hanover. Number 5 is Boogie Shuffle, owned by Fox Hollow Farm, trained by Murray Breather, driven by Randy Waples, sired by Well Said. He sports a mark of 148-2, taken at Philadelphia, and shows career earnings of $389,000. Number 5, Boogie Shuffle. Number 6 is Funkin' Waffles, owned by Crawford Farms, trained by John Boutonshone, and driven by Corey Callahan, sired by American Ideal. He sports a mark of 150-4, taken at Saratoga, and boasts career earnings of $858,000. Number 6, Funkin' Waffles. Number 7 is Western Joe, owned by Anthony Ruggieri, trained by Christopher Choate and driven by Doug McNair. By Western Ideal, he won his elimination here last week in 151-3 and sports a career mark of 149-3 taken at the Meadowlands and has amassed earnings of $262,000. Number 7 is Western Joe. Number 8 is Maroma Beach, owned by Burke Racing, Weaver Buscemi, J&T Silva, Purnell and Liv, and Howard Taylor, trained by Ron Burke and driven by Trevor Henry, sired by Some Beach Somewhere. He has a mark of 151-2, taken at Mohawk, and sports earnings of $91,000. Number 8 is Maroma Beach. And number 9 is Odds On Delray, is owned by Odds On Racing, trained by Tony Alagna, driven by Sylvain Fillion. Also a son of Some Beach Somewhere, he took a mark of 151-1 at Philadelphia and has career earnings of $140,000. Number 9 is Odds On Delray. That's the field for race number 12 of Field of 9, Confederation Cup number 40, to go to post in just a few minutes. Well, fans, let's get a closer look at this field. It's a stellar field, and Obviously, the fans have centered on number 3, Filibuster Hanover, and for good reason. Last year, 20 starts, 13 of them resulting in top 2 finishes. 2 starts this year, both of them wins, including a very fine-looking win here last week in his elimination. Came first up and was able to win 2 for 2 this year. Filibuster Hanover, Yannick Gingras is 3-5 is the one to beat. Number 7, Western Joe. He definitely has got tremendous gate speed and really put up a big effort last race and really was comfortable all the way through the mile. Despite post position 7, you really have to be afraid of Western Joe in here. Can really get off the wings and should be able to handle the outside post. Likely to make the front. 7 wins in 14 starts this year. Western Joe, despite the outside, definitely a big chance here. 9-5. It'll be interesting to see how easily he can make the front, or if he does. But if he can make the front easy enough and maybe get a breather, that could be enough to take down the favorite. Western Joe is 9-5. Number 6, Funkin' Waffles and Corey Callahan is one that, last race here, battled first up and just tailed off a little bit in the late going, but still it was a pretty nice effort for Funkin' Waffles. And you get 12-1 on one that's put up some pretty big miles in the past. You see racing last year in the Jug, beaten just a length by Filibuster Hanover, so a solid mile there on the half-mile track of 50-1. Funkin' Waffles, if you're looking for one that offers the value play and yet could come up big, 12-1 is the price there. Number 4, Edward Hanover, 15-1 on the board. He gets to leave out of post position 4 and sent out by Ron Burke. So you always have to regard one sent out by Ron Burke. Edward Hanover is one that closed a lot of ground in the back half last race for a mile of 52-2. A pretty big back half. Edward Hanover can be a threat in here and is 16-1 on the board. One more we'll quickly touch on is number 9, Odds on Delray. And look at that race last race. Way back early, suffered interference and came flying, beaten just a length in 152. Odds on Delray and Sylvain Filion from the trailer posted another long shot play that shouldn't be maybe as long as he is, but with 3-5 on Filibuster Hanover. You get a nice price. If you want to try to beat the favorite, this is one that could possibly get the job done. We'll follow out from the trailer post and should be able to get nice enough position. That's Sylvain Filion, Odds on Delray, 17-1. The 12th race, Confederation Cup number 40 to go to post in about a couple of minutes. The starting gate is rolling. Confederation Cup number 40. Damir on the inside with Bags to Riches and Filibuster Hanover. In the center, it's Edward Hanover, Boogie Shuffle. And to the outside, Funkin' Waffles and Western Joe and Maroma Beach. And the second tier, Odds on Delray. Field of 9, race number 12, Confederation Cup. Here they come. Giddy up. And the field for the cup is at the start of the rough. Filibuster Hanover, Western Joe to the outside, Damir, Bags to Riches, and also getting out well is Edward Hanover as they charge into the turn, but Filibuster Hanover's got the lead. Western Joe continues to drive on the outside. Damir is to the inside and is racing third as they work their way on down the backstretch, and then racing fourth is Edward Hanover. They race on to that opening quarter. Then it's Bags to Riches on the inside. Maroma Beach travels on the outside. They roll on past that opening quarter. Then back further is Boogie Shuffle, and Odds on Delray is second last, and Funkin' Waffles is trailing. 26-2 is the opening quarter. Filibuster Hanover's got the lead, but Western Joe was able to find the pocket, and Damir's on the inside racing third as the field comes off the turn. Edward Hanover and Louis Waugh now moving on the outside as they race off the turn, and they come on towards us. Edward Hanover's moved up to take third. Damir's racing fourth. Maroma Beach now spotted second over fifth. Bags to Riches is sixth. Then it is back to Boogie's Shuffle. Odds on Delray. Funkin' Waffles to the outside is trailing. 55-4 is the halftime. Filibuster Hanover. Western Joe rides the pocket. On into the backstretch they go. Edward Hanover to the outside is only two off the lead. Gets closer. Edward Hanover is taken over second now as they race on down the backstretch. Edward Hanover chasing Filibuster Hanover. As they race on to three quarters, Western Joe's to the inside third. Filibuster Hanover. Edward Hanover on the outside, 124 for three quarters. Western Joe's racing third. Damir is fourth and dropping back now. Maroma Beach as the field turns for home, and then Boogie Shuffle up the inside, but on down the stretch drive they come. Filibuster Hanover. Filibuster Hanover's digging in strongly on the lead. Western Joe up the inside. Edward Hanover in the center. Western Joe's flying up the inside against Filibuster Hanover. Filibuster Hanover, though, wins Confederation Cup number 40. Western Joe was the inside, then Edward Hanover and Bags to Riches, 151-4. Wheeling back in front of us is the winner of race number 12, Confederation Cup number 40. Number 3, Filibuster Hanover, 4-year-old Some Beach Somewhere, big gelding, owned by Burke Racing, Joe Descala Jr., J&T Silva Stables and Weaver Buscemi, Ron Burke, the trainer, Yannick Gingras, the winning driver. 10th win for Filibuster Hanover Lifetime, 3 for 3 this year, 151-4. The top 5, 37429. That's 37429. Fans, the inquiry sign will go up. The judges reviewing racing action on the final turn pertaining to your unofficial winner, number 3, Filibuster Hanover. Please note the inquiry sign is up pertaining to a possible pylon violation by number 3, Filibuster Hanover, on the final turn. Fans also note the inquiry sign will go up pertaining to number 7, Western Joe, and a possible pylon violation on the final turn by number 7, Western Joe, and 3, Filibuster Hanover. and says it pertains to the inquiries. Note first off, the judges reviewing. Number 3, Filibuster Hanover on the final turn and determined that Filibuster Hanover was inside of one pylon and did hit one pylon, not a violation of the pylon regulations, and will stand as the winner. Note the judges reviewed number 7, Western Joe on the final turn and determined that Western Joe went inside of 2 pylons on the final turn, 2 consecutive pylons on the final turn, and was lapped on at the finish by number 4, Eddard Hanover, will be placed from 2nd to 3rd, and number 4, Eddard Hanover, placed up to 2nd. The new top 5 will be 3, 4, 7 to 9. That is 3, 4, 7 to 9, the top 5. Note that number 7, Western Joe, determined to have gone inside of 2 consecutive pylons on the final turn and lapped on at the finish, placed from 2nd to 3rd. 3, 4, 7 to 9, the top 5. Inquiry sign will go down.